Chrissy has her
Hey,
meeting.
everyone.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing okay. Going crazy trying to get these positions filled.
Oh, a voice from the past. How great.
So are you down? Are you here or are you up in Washington?
I'm actually in Washington. I was in the office in July to get organized and pick up my laptop and get some files and stuff that I was going to need. So I'm trying to do this from here. So far it's working out good. I mean, I'm getting caught up to where everybody else has been for the last year and a half with Zoom and everything. But what Fernando was saying is true. I don't know if you could, I couldn't even count. I think I have about 45 openings in YEP.
Wow.
And I did a test today. I invited about 16 people and we got 5 that showed up. And I have 45 vacancies. So if we keep going at this rate, we're going to be filling these positions in March. So we're just going to keep moving along, but we got to get the people to show up and come through the door.
And even taking into account, you know, folks who are separating and resigning. So we're seeing numbers. It's just interesting. Unprecedented times, obviously, that are definitely, you know, what we're going through. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why, yeah, we needed to get this and take a little bit more time with this. And as Christy said, you know, the dates wouldn't make as much sense because of COVID. We did put a lot of things on hold from various departments, or the departments actually put them on hold. And here we are now again, paying. We're not paying it forward. We're paying the price just because of where we are. So if you know anyone, you know, that can breathe and can pass and can, you know, do these sorts of tasks, invite them to apply to the school district. We are hiring. Funding is not an issue, and this isn't anything that no other districts, other surrounding districts are having the same issue. Everyone's got plenty of funding. It's just finding the right folks in the process.
So there's the para educators. You said there's one for each site. Is that a grant that's being?
That's a grant funded. That's the learning loss grant, I believe it's called, or something to that extent. So that's at least going to be a 3-year program that has been it will be built up through Ed Services with para educators, 30 hours a week at one school site. Working again to mitigate learning loss that students may have had encountered while out for COVID, while we're on distance learning.
Okay.
And
Guys are doing a good job.
And I wanted to point out that I misspoke. Our trustee Debbie actually did complete the number of days. I told her not to, and she still did because she's an overachiever. And my mouse just died, so I don't know what I'm doing here. It's been a day. So yes, we have all of the days on here, so you can see that. Like I said, some of them are pretty old. I think if we come down here, you have, you know, especially YEP, because we weren't doing any kind of hiring last year. But I just wanted to shout out to Debbie for doing too much, like always.
thanks, Debbie, for all of your work. Okay. All right. What about adopt the recruitment status report? Is there any discussion on that?
Do we need? That's
Wait, that's consent.
that's consent. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, me neither. Okay. So.
You got a lot of tests coming up, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, I think we counted. I don't know how many Debbie has. I know that with at least as at the other desk, there's over 20 recruitments there. So it's definitely in the business of recruiting and testing and hiring. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, I think we did in fact approve the consent agenda, did we not, or do we have to?
Yes,
do that
we did.
We did. I just didn't hear you.
Yeah, yes.
This is just your standard report of the appointments, change of status, retirements, leaves of absences, and terminations that are approved by the board. It's just an information only item.
Okay, any discussion on this?
Diane's here.
Yay,
She made it.
finally.
I don't see you, but I guess I can only get 4 pictures, so.
She's here.
I'm
Okay,
here. I
great,
made it.
good. Okay, what I was gonna say before, I guess you didn't hear me, Diane. Everybody made a comment. I was wondering if you still would like to make a comment, personnel, commissioner. comment.
No, just hoping with all things considered that school can open and as smooth as it can be. I know it's difficult, but hoping for a good year for everyone.
Okay, all right, then we're gonna go on to F, action. First action item, request to designate eligibility list for senior executive assistant as most appropriate. May I have a motion on this item?
I move to request to designate the eligibility list for senior executive assistant as most appropriate list for confidential administrative assistant.
I second it.
All
That was
those,
a
in favor?
mouthful.
Whoop. All those in favor?
Is there
Aye.
any discussion on that or?
Any discussion?
I can just give you just a brief background. We've utilized that personnel commission rule, either if it's a higher classification and to really for under the recognition that oftentimes they're the same folks that apply for the positions, so that we're not running multiple recruitments with the same individuals. Typically we'll do it with like an office manager list and then ask to use that to fill an attendance clerk position or something, because it just helps expedite the process. In this case, we have one onesie position that is the one, if you recall, you approved this last meeting. The special meeting was the confidential administrative assistant position, and we also have a need to fill an senior executive assistant position. So there's a little bit of difference in the MQs, but we'll do our due diligence to spell that out on the announcement so that everyone has an opportunity to apply that needs to. We also are doing this just in consideration of, again, you see all the recruitments that we're doing. It's not because we're trying to be lazy or cut corners, but it's really to be most efficient with the limited resources of the time that we have.
Okay. All
And I
right.
just wanted to point out one thing also is typically this process is to use an existing list as the most appropriate. Now, both of these are, neither of these positions have an existing list, but this will allow us to open the one recruitment for the 2 positions. Because like Fernando said, we're going to see the same applicants and we're just going to be, doing redundant testing, interviewing, and it's just silly. So we are coming up, I'll be working with Lisa and Fernando to come up with a scoring matrix on how we can establish which ones are qualified for the higher position and which one are qualified for both.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. All right, ratification, action number 2, ratification of eligibility.
If we can get a vote on that
We need
one.
to vote on this.
Oh, I thought we did. Oh, we voted early and we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
All right. So all those in favor of the motion to request for the designation eligibility, say aye.
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 Okay, opposed? Okay, I think we're okay now. I just get it mixed up and like, when do you say you approve it? And then when you do this, I get a little mixed up here. Okay.
That's okay.
Ratification of eligibility list as designated in the packet. We have a motion on this item. There's like several, so.
I move to adopt the ratification of eligibility list. Sorry.
I
Okay,
second it.
okay. Is there any discussion?
No. Looks like
can
there's
see
a
that
lot of them there.
We're in full swing.
Fruits of labor of the recruitments that staff have been doing, but we still have a lot to go. So yeah, These are just some of the many that we need to continue working on.
Okay.
Okay.
All those in favor of ratifying the eligibility list as designated in the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, I think we're at the end of our public meeting. So I'd like to close the public meeting at, I don't have my time here, but
5:54.
5:54, and go to the closed session.
And I just wanted to mention that there are no items on the closed session agenda to cause us to reconvene into open session. So when we close this, we'll be closing the entire meeting.
Did you put a link on the closed session?
I'll send it now.
Okay, great. Okay.
Okay.
See you.
All
in a bit.
right.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Lisa. Good to see you.
Hi, Lisa.
Or hear her.
Hear you.
Can't get it.